One of the principles that I really try to hit home in the Wealthy Investor Program is it's take the money that you're earning and help some other people, whether it's someone in your family and you guys are great at that. Mm-hmm. What has this education meant to you, Kimberly, and your family?
Oh, both of my sons have sold covered calls.
Is that right?
Yes,
okay.
Each of them. So they saw that they could control making $600 in 2 minutes?
Right.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes because he had to teach them. So it was a little longer than normal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
She's so arrogant.
Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, and I want to welcome you back to another fabulous episode of Wealthy Investor TV. This is the place to be if you want to hear from real people who are real traders and investors in the stock market and how they did it. Now, this episode is going to be absolutely fabulous. I have two of my great students. Hello to the Powell family. How are you?
Hello there.
Terrence, the good-looking Terrence. Look at that smile on this guy.
Hey, I'm happy.
I put it there.
You put it there. And, of course, this is Kimberly, and the two of you are married. Is that right?
That is
I
correct.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long?
Today.
Yes, today you're married.
Yes.
This is how we're going to start off, right? Okay. So you guys have been married for how long?
20 years.
20 years. And how
Yes.
many children do you have?
Well, let's see. By him?
Stop it. See what I mean?
Okay.
Four.
We have four children.
You have four. You have two
Yes.
boys and two
Two
girls,
girls,
right?
correct.
Okay. Cool. Now, it's also interesting because you hail from the great city of Detroit. Is
the
that
D.
right?
Yes, sir.
You have this wonderful story, which we won't go into, but you were both in Detroit. You didn't know each other in Detroit, did you?
No, we did not. We
Okay.
grew up about a mile and a half away from each other, and we didn't meet until we were young adults.
Okay. So Timberly and
There you go.
You're a couple there.
Timberly.
Yeah, Timberly. Terrence and Kimberly. And I never told you this, but I remember when you guys first came to the program, I thought you were like a retired Laker girl.
Oh, you did tell me that. You did tell me that.
You know,
Yeah.
the hair and all
Yeah,
that.
I'm
And I
still
was like,
smiling from
look,
that,
Look
too.
at this Laker girl up in here with a husband. They're going to learn how to trade.
You mean my sugar daddy?
Your sugar daddy, exactly.
Stop it.
So you guys are a fabulous team, and you've really had a lot of success in the stock market, and that's what we're going to focus on here. Terrence, tell us the story, because obviously this show is seen all over the world on YouTube, and you discovered the Wealthy Investor Program on YouTube, right?
Yes, I did on YouTube. A wonderful place where sometimes we all go for knowledge and information. So information being the power that it is, went to YouTube to find out about investing in the stock market. When I did, I was watching another video on another program I won't mention, another investing program.
Right.
And I just happened to look on the sidebar after that video was over, and I saw a gentleman named Tyrone Jackson. Mm-hmm. He's doing an interview, Good Morning San Diego, and I looked, hey, that's a brother there.
Right.
He's teaching about the stock market. I need to know.
Right.
You know. So I listened. I was thoroughly impressed. I immediately ran to my significant other.
To the Queen, as we call her. To the Queen. Yeah.
And I said, Queen. I said, dear, would you please come and check this out? And she checked it out. Mm-hmm. And we were just, mesmerized by the information. So I signed up for the internet program. And shortly thereafter, I got an invitation to come to your LA class.
Yes, the live event we have in LA.
Live event in LA. And I, again, went to the Queen.
Yes,
Dear,
but of course.
would you please accompany me?
Yes.
to the Sheraton.
And you have to speak in an accent when you talk to her,
Yes.
I noticed,
Oh.
when you want her to join you.
And bow down.
Yes.
Yes, and
Yes.
oh, wow,
Excellent.
okay.
Yeah. Well, usually that's kind of hard. You see.
You
They
said
go
no
off the
shirt.
curb. I'm not saying that. But anyway, yes. And we came and we were thoroughly impressed by the class. We learned so much.
Yes.
So much that we made the decision to sign up right there.
Right. And you guys make money every month in the stock market.
Every
right?
month.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And you do it as a team. But let's back up just a little bit. And,
Okay.
and Kimberly, tell us your first impression, because the first trade that everybody learns is covered calls.
Yes.
What was your impression when you found out this is a way to make money every single month in the market?
I couldn't believe it was that easy.
Really?
I said, so you mean there's another way to make money outside of a 9 to 5? I was sold. And that was just with the covered calls.
Right.
I was like, this is it. And that's still my favorite trade is the covered calls because it's the foundation of everything. So I was like, this is it. This is where we belong.
Now, your mother was very financially savvy, wasn't she?
Extremely.
And so she kind of passed that on to you, or she was a little bit insistent? What's the story?
Well, a little bit. She's financially savvy in that in a broker sense.
Okay.
She knew to save, so she's a tremendous saver. So she made sure that her broker took care of her money. But as far as making an income from that money, no. So if the market tanks, her account tanks. If the market goes up, her account goes up. But that's about the extent of it.
And do you feel that she was a good role model? Did she teach you anything about investing?
Yes.
What did
Well,
she
not
teach you?
investing. She taught me just about saving money. Baby, don't spend all your money everywhere. You better keep some on the side. Have a little side account. When you're married. We'll talk about that offline. So she always made sure that I knew how to save money. But as far as investing, I just knew she had this other account. I just didn't know a lot about it.
Okay. Now, you guys, most people, when they think of investing, they want to get started, they say real estate because everybody needs a place to live. I should be a landlord.
Yeah.
Was that something, the experience that you guys had first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We went through every real estate program out there. We've been through, definitely at the height of the market where we live, it was a hot time for real estate, you know, and we invested.
And we got our real estate license.
Yes.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
we even did,
We actually
but then
sold real estate.
for a minute.
Everything.
Okay.
But it was not what we thought it would be.
What pulls people to real estate over stocks, do you think?
With me, it just was a lack of knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, I pretty much saw the opportunity also because at the time, at the boom, it was so easy to get rental properties, and it was very lucrative. But at some point, even though we all did not want to believe it, at some point that bubble was doomed to burst.
Right.
And it did, and it hit hard.
Okay.
And it hit us hard.
Did you guys own investment properties at
Yes,
the
we
time?
did.
How
Yes,
many
we
did you own?
2.
Actually, it was 3.
Three.
It was
Three.
3.
Three
It was 3 actually.
investment properties.
Close to about $2 million. Close to $2 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been a landlord. You know what it's like to have leaky roofs. And all. Are you handy like that?
I'm handy like that, but I don't like to be.
Ah,
I'm handy like that out of necessity.
okay. So you know how to repair roofs and pipes and all that?
Not roofs so much.
Okay.
But I can do plumbing work. I paint. I do all that, and I love to do it, but only for myself when it involves creativity.
Right.
Because creativity is
Yeah,
tops
that's
for
your
me.
thing. It definitely speaks to your soul. Now, it's funny because I also started out. I came from a working class family with a mother who struggled. And when I finally was able to get some money together, I also chose real estate first because that's what I saw on television, right?
Yes.
And I have absolutely no handy skills whatsoever. And you guys have heard me tell this in class, like everything, because I try to put up things, like my heart is there. I try to put up things in either my house or the properties that I own. And I would have this joke. I say, when you come to my house, everything looks really good if you hold your head
Hold it sideways. It's like, man, that
Tyrone, this is
painting.
really nice. Wow. Okay. And you can tell anything I put up because it's a little bit tilted.
Right.
All right. So now you discover the Wealthy Investor Program.
Yes.
You say, I'm going to give this trading thing a try.
Yes.
And when you start making money, let's go back to the early days of your trade. Because you guys have only been trading for what, 2 years or so?
Not even 2 years.
Wow.
It's been a little about, I'd say about 19 months now.
Okay.
About 19
Congratulations, because
months.
you're doing very well. I want to
Yes.
talk about some of your best trades in a moment.
Okay.
But when you first started trading and making money, and you compared that through to the process of being a landlord and collecting that rent, what ran through the both of you? Kimberly, we'll start with you first.
I was just amazed again at how we can make money from the comfort of our own home.
Okay.
Without having to deal with tenants and extra insurance and just all the hassle that comes with owning multiple homes. So it was like, okay, we need to just focus on this.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it for me.
And Terrence, what was your response when you started making money online?
I'm still speechless.
Really?
It was amazing. I mean, we had the unfortunate experience of having to evict tenants and, they couldn't afford rent and all that. And I'm like, man, you mean I don't have to worry about that?
Right.
And the money just comes. And then when it comes, especially like I remember my first covered call trade, it's instant.
Right. Yes.
It comes to your account instantly.
Yeah, T+1.
Exactly. T+1.
Right.
Exactly. And that's something that's unheard of, especially coming from a city like Detroit.
Okay.
We're not used to that. Like her mother was a pinnacle of financial know-how.
Right.
Because that's all we knew at the most part. If you made money, you had a good job, you invested in mutual funds, and you were doing great.
But you work hard for 30 years to get that, a 9 to 5.
I see.
Exactly.
That's all I knew. So right now I'm working in a 9 to 5, and that's all I knew. I have a 401k. Our account in TG has surpassed my 401k in just the short time that we've been investing.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, so I just want to take everybody on your journey. Landlord, now you guys are trading. You're like, this stock market thing is hot, but you have to learn the language of the market.
Yes.
Were you okay with learning in and out of the money calls, how to hedge and collect dividends?
From you, yes.
Yes. Was it hard for you to learn that language?
No, because you broke it down so simple that it was like all you have to do is just pay attention. And the analogies and the way you structure the class, it was easy.
Okay.
You have to take it home, of course, and kind of look at some of the language. And then once you go month after month and you start repeating the same terms, it's like, I got it. And you just get these aha moments, and then everything just starts building from there.
Right.
Exactly.
Terrence, did you have the same, did you have resistance to learning the language at all?
No, I did not. I mean, I was so enthralled that, I'm an avid reader. I read almost the equivalent of 2 books a day.
Okay.
I've always read since I was 2 years old. And as soon as I'm in the class, we're going through the groups and things like that. And as soon as I get home, I'm on the internet. I'm researching more about investing. So I wanted to know more to put on top of what you taught us. You
Right.
know? But the base of the Wealthy Investor education was excellent. It was excellent to the point where it made me hungry enough to want to learn.
Right.
So she'll tell you, every night about 3 a.m.
Yes.
I couldn't help it. I was up and I'm doing my research.
Right.
And that has never stopped ever since I joined the Wealthy Investor Program.
I remember when Kimberly learned the term divergence, and you
my
learned that the NASDAQ could be up one day and the Dow could be down, and that meant we were in a divergent market, and you were just like, that was really good.
Exactly.
Aha moment.
Aha moment. Okay, so then we move on to volatility trading. Are you guys actively involved with volatility trading stocks? I know there are options. We'll get to that later.
Yes.
Are you actively involved in volatility trading stocks? Are you following other things?
No, we don't volatility trade much.
Okay.
No.
And why is
much.
that?
Well, I like the basis of covered call writing, but I think I did fall in love a little bit with the other things as well.
We're going to give it away. Just yet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but certain stocks, certain stocks I've done it before, but it's not my bread and butter.
Okay.
No.
So you learn how to volatility trade. Kimberly, you mentioned you favored covered calls. How about dividends? First of all, one of the tenets of the Wealthy Investor Program is monthly residual income, right? So we're always trading and making money every single month. How do you feel about collecting dividends? You guys have gotten some dividend checks, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We love the dividend checks. Yeah.
And why do you
Although
love
we don't get the actual check, we just let it stay in the
Sit in
account.
the account and reinvest
and then
it?
just build.
Yes.
Okay. And then there are companies also that you like for the long term.
Exactly.
Everybody who, watches me online knows how I feel about Disney.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right? Do you like, because it's just such a well-run company and all those revenue streams, do you like Disney?
Love Disney.
Why do you
Love
like
Disney.
that stock so much?
I like Disney because, we've grown up with the story for one. I like Disney because of diversity. I understand everything from ESPN to the theme parks to, of course, ESPN hasn't been the great thing for them lately, but to the theme parks to obviously the Star Wars franchise, just everything, the merchandising, the dividend,
the
it's-
ABC television,
Exactly.
all that ad revenue coming
everything,
in. Yeah.
everything, on down to the Mickey Mouse, the characters and
Now we have a saying in the Wealthy Investor Program is you never fall in love with a stock, you only date it.
Correct.
Now, Terrence, right? You're also a athletic coach.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
So very often you will come to me and you'll say, "Man, I'm telling you, EA is going higher,"
Right.
because you really do read a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And they signed a deal. What's it? Under Armour every once in a while. You're like, I'm telling you. And then
Nike was the first.
Nike was another one.
Yeah.
And I always say to you, well, that's great, but if Wall Street doesn't like the stock, right, we would wind up holding something that's not in favor.
Yes.
So how have you learned to control your emotions?
Well,
Or have you?
yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Absolutely. I first learned it from you, and then there was this trade called Nike
Yes, that is correct.
that split.
Yes, it did.
In December of 2015.
Yes.
And we had all these shares, and I was so happy because it was number one in the Dow at the time. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great. It's perfectly in discipline. But then you have to understand that sometimes they fall out of favor.
Yeah, because remember the story changed?
Yes.
Right.
The story absolutely changed. And then we had Certain sporting goods stores like Sports Chalet and others went out of business. There was no way to get the product out like there was. And then there were other things that came in like Amazon.
Right.
And it was very different.
Because when we're investing, the world is always changing.
Yes.
And just like how people consume content, how companies distribute their product, right? If their main distributor goes out of business, it's going to affect that top line revenue.
Absolutely.
How important, Kimberly, to you is top line revenue on an annual basis and on a quarterly basis? Do you follow that strictly?
I follow the discipline. Actually, what I've done is I've taken that discipline, and although I can't sell covered calls in my 401k account, I follow that discipline in that account. So I have stocks that have great dividends, and then I also follow their top line revenue and their quarterly. So I'm in discipline there, just kind of watching them. But as far as, in our other account, of course, we do the covered calls. But I've taken that and applied in the 401k. So that's helped even that account, even though I can only do so much, it's growing a little bit.
Right.
Little bit.
Well, we like that.
Bit. Yeah, exactly.
And it's all because of you.
Exactly. And the dividends,
Yes, and those dividends. Now, a lot of people have this fear that when they put money in the stock market, they're going to lose it all because it's under their control, right? Whereas if you give it to somebody, it's like, I don't know what they did, but hopefully I won't have to eat cat food when I retire. Right?
Exactly.
How do you guys feel? Do you have feelings about that, about taking control of your money?
Extreme feelings about that.
Tell us about it.
First of all, I love the power of just, being in control of something. It's kind of like there was a thing at one time I didn't like to fly because I'm like, I don't want my life in anybody else's hands. There were planes dropping out of the sky. I'm like, okay, but when I'm driving, I can be responsible. So if I crash, well, it's kind of like that with the stock market. I love the fact that, I'm able to understand what's going on with the stock. I'm able to understand the story. I'm able to understand how to trade. There's a trade for everything. And that's not what you'd normally learn from your stockbroker. The guy that's managing your mutual fund, he doesn't care. He's getting his money. Plus, being a mentor for, high school sports teams, I have a few athletes, more than a few athletes that are now in Division I college football, have a couple going in basketball who have a very good chance of making it to be a professional athlete. And I get to hand down these principles to them so that when that first contract comes, okay, you can take a portion of that now.
Right.
And instead of signing your financial life over to an agent and then a financial manager to manage that, I can teach you how to take a chunk.
Right.
Even if you're getting a $10 million contract, start with $100,000.
Okay.
And I can teach you how to control your money and teach you how to grow it. And that way you'll be able to take control of your financial life. So it's very important.
Yeah, and one of the principles that I really try to hit home in the Wealthy Investor Program is it's take the money that you're earning and help some other people, whether it's someone in your family and you guys are great at that. What has this education meant to you, Kimberly, and your family?
Oh, both of my sons have sold covered calls.
Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
each of them. So they saw that they could control making $600 in 2 minutes?
Right.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes because he had to teach them. So it was a little longer than normal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
She's so arrogant.
I know.
And so you guys are teaching your kids
Yes.
how to create financial freedom now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And teenagers are so open, but the only thing is they want to spend the money now. Right? So when you show them, look, you just made $600, they're like, can we get that now? And just spend it on something that we want.
Exactly.
How does that feel as a mom to be able to pass that on?
It's excellent because they don't have to go to college. Well, they're going to college, but they don't have to leave college saying, okay, now I got to worry about finding a job and becoming an adult and doing all the quote unquote regular programming things that we're supposed to do. Now they can say, okay, I've got my education. I think I want to go travel a little bit, or I want to experiment in the arts or film or dance or whatever they want to do. So it affords them to live a life of passion versus a life of just programming, following what society says you're supposed to do.
Right.
So they can be authentic humans versus just robots.
And I think that is so great to be able to pass that on to our children. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's very special. Again, growing up in an environment like Detroit, I got to see so much financial heartbreak within my own family. You know, no one has ever traded in the stock market in my family that I know. You know, and just being able to afford that, to give my son whatever he needs, to give my daughters whatever they need at any given time, you know, and to allow them to pursue their dreams. You know, great story. You know, just this past November 26th, my parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. So we learned a little something, and I had the opportunity to send them to Washington, D.C. to see the African American Museum, you know, and that was very special, and the stock market made that possible. This program made that possible.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's beautiful.
It was amazing, and they had such a wonderful time, and, you know, I can't wait to send them other places too, you know. You know,
and then you guys have been
Hawaii.
doing so well. You went to Hawaii.
Yes.
Right. Courtesy of your trading profits.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Tell us what that trip was like and why did you pull money out? It's a tool that we use. Why did you pull money out and actually take yourselves?
Well, it was amazing to see that it's real. It's one thing to see the digits in your account move around, but when you take it out and you actually, and it's tangible, it's like, oh, this is good. But the beauty of it was well, I won't go into detail about that part. But we're actually there in the hotel room trading.
Yeah.
On vacation,
Yes.
making more money.
Yes.
So it was like the money we spend in dinner or whatever we wanted to do. It was like, oh, okay.
There it is.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh, man.
We love that. You guys sit tight. We're going to talk about, because one of the things that you do so beautifully is you work together as a team. I understand you have a board in your home with
Yes.
goals
Yes.
up.
A whiteboard.
Yes, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the goals and how, as a husband and wife, you guys are doing fantastic work together as a team in the stock market.
All righty.
Back with the Powells right after you take a look at this. Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, and I know something about you. You're always wondering what stock should you trade and what stock should you invest in. That's why you can follow my trades every single week at WITradeschool.com. You see, at WI Trade School, I help people just like you make money in the stock market. Whether the market goes up, goes down, or stay the same. And one of the benefits of becoming a WI Trade School member is I'll answer your trading questions every single week in my video blog. Now, the best thing about WI Trade School, you have access to it 24 hours a day as long as you have an internet connection. So log on to WITradeschool.com or click below and I'll see you there. It's time for me to help you make money in the stock market right now. Well, hello there, traders. Welcome back to Wealthy Investor TV. We are talking to Terrence and Kimberly Powell. Aren't they so good looking? I told you guys, you're just an inspiration to be here. And you represent so well. Let's get back to your trading because you guys have been trading and investing in the stock market, formerly real estate investors. Now, I think your new love is trading, right?
Oh, yes.
So, Terrence, take us through your best trade. Last month was a great month for you.
Great
but
month.
What was your best trade in terms of earnings?
$7,000.
Okay. And that's $7,000 a month.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And when you have a family of four and you've earned an extra $7,000, that's another paycheck coming in the household.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yes.
Tell our audience what that feels like.
Oh, it feels great because it happened almost without even trying, you know, and now, you know, to duplicate that goal is, I mean, I do that in the first 12 days of trading in the month.
Right.
I mean, literally after the day after we have class, I'm done if I want to be.
Right.
You know, I've reached my monthly income target and now I'm just literally, you know,
trading for the fun of it.
trading for the fun of it.
What
I'm
does
having
that
fun.
feel
I'm
like,
learning.
Kimberly, emotionally when you're seeing that happen for you? And here's the key, consistently.
It's amazing because it's like I start plotting. I'm like, let's see, I've been at this job for 15 years and he's doing this in just a few months. So I'm not fearful anymore. Well, not that I was ever fearful for my job, but a lot of people have this, I don't know when I might get laid off or I don't know what'll happen with the company. Although our company is very solid, it's just the fact of I can walk in and enjoy my job. I don't have the stressors at home that a lot of people do with, well, how am I going to put my children?
Right. Plus you have him.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a whole nother
That's a
chapter.
whole nother chapter.
Right.
They don't know how they're going to put their children through college. I'm okay with that because I know that that $7,000, that's just the start.
Right.
Because as that grows and we put more money in and we make more income and we build upon those stocks, that money is going to go up month after month after month.
Yes.
And I can make, savvy decisions. Do I want to work here another 1 year, 2 years? What do I want to do? Mm-hmm. So it's one of those eye-opening moments like, what do I want to do when I grow up?
Right.
Because it just gives you that freedom to just be you.
Right.
And that's what I enjoy about it.
We talk a lot about developing a millionaire mindset and learning how to, first of all, trust that the universe has,
absolutely,
has you by the hand.
Yes.
And there's more money in the world than you could even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How has, we'll go from Terrence to Kimberly, how has your mindset, your belief about what is possible financially shifted within the last 2 years?
Exponentially. I mean, we've already been open to the financial mindset, but never had the structure to really hone in to, put a target there, and coming into this program and getting the reinforcement from yourself, teaching us every month, I love how you explain things, how you break them down for the average person. You tell a person, look, if you have a 4th grade math education, you can do this. And that empowers. I mean, that's a technique that I use with my players to empower them and motivate them. You leave them with something positive to let them know that it's possible. All you have to do is dream it. All you have to do is imagine it. That with our vision board / whiteboard that I literally drew our goals up. I kind of put together a football field because I was coaching football. And basically, every time we make money, the ball progresses into the end zone.
Very nice.
The monthly income target is in the end zone.
Wow.
It's written there as if you were a professional football team. LA Rams would be written right there. Well, that's our monthly income target. Okay. And that ball progresses. And to see that ball progress in 7 days, 10 days, it's like, whoa, I'm there already. Well, I have to draw a whole new field now.
Yes.
But just great. And then we coupled that, a lady who's also a wealthy investor student, Mrs. Sarah Lovejoy. I want to shout out to her.
Yeah, she was on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Powerful book entitled The One Command.
Yes.
And we utilize it.
Okay.
And we utilize it, fervently.
Yes.
It works.
Yes, it does work.
Really works.
Very powerful stuff when because I always say wealth is a frequency. And when you tap into that frequency with your consciousness,
absolutely,
there are abundant amounts of opportunity. We just happen to use the stock market to create that wealth.
Exactly.
Because we can be on vacation and making money. Okay.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Right.
And you don't have to deal with people like all my adult life, I've always been looking for something alternative, whether it be some type of supplement program, real estate. There was always something with promises of making you a lot of money. But it was like you always had to be at the mercy of people saying, no, I'm not interested. And you have to knock on a lot of doors.
Build a downline.
Exactly. Oh, see, you've been there. You've been there.
I've heard the stories.
So we were just like, this is just me and the computer.
Right.
Yes.
There's no rejection there. It's all love.
Right.
And so with that, all we have to do is open our mind, and then the rest is limitless.
Okay.
It's like you said, it's in your thinking. And I think what really helped us was when you said, set a monthly target.
Yes.
When we put that on that whiteboard, the brain starts helping you find ways subconsciously to meet that target. Next thing you know, we've exceeded it every month since we set the target.
Yeah.
And so now it's easy for me to say, yeah, I see myself making about $30,000, and I don't flinch.
Right.
Whereas before, it's like, oh, those numbers scare me.
Now, when you say 30,000, you mean 30,000 a year?
month.
That's correct.
Per month.
Yes, per month.
Yes.
And why do you? And not everybody's going to start out making 30,000 a month.
Correct.
Let's just say that.
Correct. No,
you're not
but you
going
see
to.
yourself progressing. to
Correct,
that.
because it's about patience.
That is correct, and also discipline.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is so impressive about, and I just love with you guys, is that you do this as a team, as a
Yes.
couple, as a unit.
Absolutely.
How is that the way you do everything, or what?
Yeah. Well, she's my best friend. Since I met her, that's how we've been rolling,
Right.
and it doesn't change. I mean, what you see is just, this is how it was before we were in the Wealthy Investor Program. It's just this gives us something else to do to highlight that, and we just you look at her. She's
Yeah.
Well, he does a
Hey,
lot
man,
of the
you gotta
research.
have a fine chick with you.
Well, hey, you did all right, my friend. You did all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is he has a flexible schedule being a coach, so it affords him more time to do the footwork and the research. Yes. Whereas, I'm 9 to 5, and then I'm taking the girls places. So he'll say, hey, I found this particular stock, come check it out. I'll look at it. And I was like, that looks really good. So he does most of that, and he's more so hands-on in the account. Whereas I'm like, okay, I'm still over his shoulder saying, great. It's kind of like I'm the board of directors. I'm the president,
sure.
and he's doing all the work.
So each and every trade, though, I'll call her, I'll text her, each and every monthly income target hit. Hey, dear, look, here's what it is. Each and every covered call sold. It's like, hey, look at this right here. Or else if I have an idea for a trade, I hit her up because I want her to, bounce off, with her opinion. And it counts. And sometimes it's like, well, I'm not sure. And I'm like, well, let's do the research here. And I come back to, oh, yeah, well, let's do it. But yeah, everything.
Can I tell you what's so fabulous about that is the number one thing they say that breaks people up is sex and money, right? Now, you'll never have problems with the money part.
Either one, honey. Right? Either one.
I'll drink to that.
I was trying to figure out how to navigate that.
There's no champagne in here.
That's exactly right. So we know on the money part, you guys are great. And I tell you all the time, you're such an inspiration to people because you're showing what is possible.
Well, Tyrone, there's a reason for that. We had very good inspirations ourselves. I mean, my parents and her parents, her parents divorced when she was a teenager, but they were friends all throughout. Her dad is deceased, rest in peace, beautiful man. But her dad and mom always stayed friends. I mean, you'd have thought they were married all throughout, and my parents, that's all I've ever known. And I was surrounded by, certain members of my family. I mean, my uncle and aunt, I have several people in my immediate family. That's how it is. 40, 50, 55 years, So this is all I know, and that's just a natural progression,
Well, I'm just thrilled that you are here because you are an inspiration for people who are watching this who might not be surrounded by family members as a role model. So that is really terrific. We're just about out of time. Right. I want to start with Kimberly. We'll go to Terrence. What advice would you give someone who perhaps has their money somewhere or letting someone else handle it and thinks that they're going to be safe because their guy or girl is handling that money for them in the long term?
I would tell them first, take a look at their account because I guarantee if they're giving it to somebody else, they're not checking the fine print, they're not checking the fees, they're not checking commissions. So they need to actually look at their account. Once they do that, start pulling some of that money over into a place where they can control it themselves. If not where it is, control it there and check out The Wealthy Investor because it's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to fire my broker because the fees are expensive, but you got to know what to do with it.
Right.
So you need an education. And it wasn't until we got the education that we started building the wealth. Another thing I would say is for couples, don't let just one of the couple, the half of the couple go to the class. Both need to be in the program. Even if only one is actively trading, it takes both minds on the same plane and the same type of mindset in order to build, because you'll have one saying, well, honey, I think we should do this, and the one that doesn't attend the program, well, I don't know, that sounds risky, because they don't know. They don't have a financial education. Okay. So that would be my advice.
Okay. Terrence, you would say what?
I would say take control of your financial future. You know, you have to be in, especially we're in such uncertain times right now, you know, take control of your financial future. Learn, get an education, be patient, be humble, be consistent. You know, I had a yoga teacher once taught me patience is a discipline, just what you said. And it is, you know, this is what life is about. But if you want to really enjoy life with passion, like she mentioned, you have to take control of your financial future in this time. You know, it's so much out there and there's so many pitfalls to fall in. But if you really want to be successful and really want to live your dreams, you got to drop that fear. You have to be patient. You have to be disciplined. But you have to get that education and do it.
Yes.
Get up off your butt and do it. Wealthy Investor.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for that. Hey, listen, I've told you at the beginning of the show, I told you in the middle of the show, and I'm going to tell you right at the end. You guys are an inspiration, and I thank you for truly sharing your story here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And you'll come back on the show again?
Absolutely.
Don't just say it. Will you really come back?
I will come tomorrow. What you doing tomorrow?
I'll text you. How's
She
that
loves
sound?
the spotlight.
As shy as I am, come on now.
Hey, listen, this is Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, saying thank you for spending this time with us here at Wealthy Investor TV. And you can follow my stock trades online by going to witradeschool.com. Remember, it's time to get the financial education that will help you change your life. I'll see you next time. Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, and I know something about you. You're always wondering what stock should you trade and what stock should you invest in. That's why you can follow my trades every single week at witradeschool.com. You see, at WI Trade School, I help people just like you make money in the stock market. Whether the market goes up, goes down, or stay the same. And one of the benefits of becoming a WI Trade School member is I'll answer your trading questions every single week in my video blog. Now, the best thing about WI Trade School, you have access to it 24 hours a day as long as you have an internet connection. So log on to witradeschool.com or click below and I'll see you there. It's time for me to help you make money in the stock market right now. Hey, this is Tyrone Jackson, a Wealthy Investor from WITV, Wealthy Investor TV. If you like the video you just saw, I need you to do me a favor. Click that subscribe button right there. Do you see the subscribe button? Great. Click it. That way, when I create a brand new video, you'll be notified.